Recording has begun.
Recording has begun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Shazad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way, Bradford. Today it's been 155 days that my brother's been kidnapped from my care and is being held at some unknown location, at some unknown destination, without any information from anybody. 155 days. He was taken on the 8th of August 2023, and now it's the 11th of Thursday, the 11th of January 2024. It's completely ridiculous to be not to simply abduct somebody from my care, and then not tell me anything about him. They came into the house, they searched everything on allegations of neglect, and this was done by the police. No arrest warrant, no search warrant. They came down specifically with the aim to arrest me and abduct my brother because of ongoing court proceedings. And the court proceedings now, these have been going on for nearly 2 years, and they are now coming to a conclusion because they just simply had enough. And the fraud and corruption has simply become so prevalent now. It's undeniable. I'm just so sickened by the fact that, as I've mentioned previously, there's several judges at Bradford County Court, and no doubt it's the same thing with the Crown Court and all other courts. In my experience, the judges are all working for Bradford Council. There are no independents. They work for the local authority's agenda, and they've been doing this in order to steal children away. So you're given this idea that you're going to a legitimate court proceedings. The reality is that it's all a rigged game. It's all theatre and theatrics. When you go in there, they just pretend that they're making a decision, and the reality is it's just a joke. It's all fraud. It's all corruption, and nothing is more prevalent in this case. Nothing is more prevalent than in my circumstances, because obviously ours is not a child case. Nothing to do with children. My brother's a grown adult. They're trying to say that he lacks. Well, the reason that they can do this because he lacks capacity, as does a child. My brother does not lack capacity. He's authorised me on several occasions. He's been more than vocal and clear about what his wishes and intentions are. But these people want to insist that he lacks mental capacity, so that they basically take ownership of him and take control of him and do what they like. So they've taken him now for 155 days. I do not know what kind of medication that they've given him. I do not know what kind of injections that they've given him. All of these are going to be unlawful and illegal, and we're not going to know anything about this because nobody in our family is aware of what is going on here, and particularly my brother is a vulnerable person, and so they could have given me any kind of illness and disease. I think that's what they've done. They've given, just like they gave my mother an injection and ended her life. It's just very sinister and very malevolent and very gangsterish of them for them to just do this. And like I said, I'm writing off to the police every single day and asking them simply this simple question: under what legal framework have we taken my brother? And really, the reality is that they don't need a legal framework. That's just for us. That's just to confuse and hold us under, the people under. They actually get complete disregard for the law. They are gangsters. It's just pure gangsterism. And they do this simply so that they can continue to have leverage. They continue to farm the people. Yes, what they want everybody to do is they want everybody to be alarmed, distressed, working, paying their taxes, contributing to society, while they sit back at leisure, controlling you, manipulating you, how interfering with your rights to privacy and dignity and all these other things. That's what they've done to myself. They continue to put me into a situation of perpetual distress, so that they can plunder and profiteer from the situation by creating misery. I've said this before many times. They have now found a way to. They've created a system that's designed to profiteer from misery and destruction, not construction but destruction. The only construction that they want is for you to be constructive to help them achieve their system, but whilst at the same time being destructive to yourself. So what do I mean by this? Well, they want everybody to be out there working and building and constructing society, building the bridges and the roads and everything. So that's a constructive part, because that helps aid them. That constructiveness, such as a road being built or a bridge being built or a dam being built, is a constructive element that benefits, is a societal benefit. But whilst in the process, they want you to be destructive on a personal level. So they want you to destroy yourself. Hence why they want to. Oh, we want you to be, addicted to opiates, become addicted to alcohol, drugs, opiates, and all this other. So while you destroy yourself, they're exporting your efficiently exporting out your labor for their benefit. And when you do get to 60, 65, you're basically gone. You've destroyed yourself. And that is good, because then you're no longer a burden on the system. Just die quickly, because now you are of no benefit to society. We've extracted all your labor from you, and your the best years of your life. We've extracted that from you, and also we've encouraged you to be destructive by telling you that not to smoke, but then making cigarettes available, telling you not to drink, but then making alcohol available, telling you not to do drugs, but then making drugs easily available. And in the absence of all this, there's always experimental pharmaceutical drugs that they can put you on, and and ultimately they say it's your fault. You didn't exercise, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Options were there, you chose the wrong. You are in this situation because of either your bad choices, or alternatively, it's just blame God, because God's giving you an illness or a disease. When the reality is that these illnesses and diseases are being manufactured for the specific purposes of ensuring that you don't live too long past your retirement age, because as soon as you reach the age of retirement, then you become a burden on the system. So this is when they're farming everybody, and this is what they've done to my brother now. They've just taken him. He's not even 65 yet. All right, and they've taken him. How old is he going to be? He's 64. He's going to be 60. He's 63 now. So he's got 2 years before retirement, and obviously they just want to finishing him off now. And they're going to kill him off, and then just blame some. Oh, he died of pneumonia. What do you mean he died of pneumonia? You've just abducted from my care, holding him hostage like this, and at the same time buying off the judiciary and the judges. And this is the most horrendous part of it. And I've said this over and over again. They couldn't do any of this stuff if they didn't buy off the judiciary. And the judiciary, all the judges, I'm now fully convinced that all the judges, in order for you to become a judge, you have to sell your soul to the local authority, Bradford Council, and say, like, yes, we will work in your favour. And maybe the situation is replicated in other local authorities as well, because it must be. Because that's how they steal children. The local authorities come along and say, look, we are the state. The judges, we nominate or appoint the judges. Well, no, they don't. No, they make recommendations. And ultimately, the judges are there to serve a city, namely the local authority. They're not there to serve the people. They're there to serve the city. So just as the police force is there to serve Bradford Council, so the courts are there to serve Bradford Council, and so the judges are there to serve Bradford Council. But then it's just idiotic and asinine where you go to court and you're expecting impartiality and rule of law and justice. There's no rule of law, no justice. It's all basically gangsterism, and they all work together under a cabal to antagonize people, and like such as myself. Look, they put us into this situation. I'm trying to be open and courteous and respectful and tolerant of what they're doing, and asking them simply to engage with me. And so they don't simply want to talk to me now. What they want to do is they want to do everything as a paper exercise, and deny me the ability to ask them questions, deny me the ability to do anything. They just basically want to rig the system entirely for their benefit, and while they have anonymity. So they have anonymity and are unaccountability. So they don't want any accountability, and they want to remain anonymous. So ultimately, it's a decision made by anonymous decision maker. But under these circumstances, the law does say that you need to have a judge make that decision. So they just say, oh, well, we don't want you to come here. It's just basically, I'm really sick and tired of the deception and the fraud and the corruption. It's so evidential now. It's just sickening. Sick of the lies and the deception and the corruption. And as you can see, this is no different than now. Everything's being like than the post office scandal. Now everything's just been appeased all over. We're going to do something. Why do you mean you've known about the post office scandal? It's not something that just come out now. This is only as a result of two things. First of all, a public inquiry upholding the findings, and secondly, and most importantly, a dramatization that's recently been released that's brought it to the public's attention. Because before that, it was all, everybody knew what was going on, and even now, I learned that the Horizon system is still operational, and it's Fujitsu are still getting paid for contracts. So it's just all sickening. Now, what I'm worried about is my brother. My brother during this 150, I don't have no idea how how he's coping, what kind of conditions he's in. They've just basically incarcerated him and are holding him hostage without allowing me any access to see him. It's just simply being railroaded through for the benefit of the local authority, and most sickeningly of all, the county courts. At Bradford County Court, going all the way to the most senior person in the courts and tribunal services, Nick Goodwin, who was previously the public guardian, who assisted the local authority to remove my lasting powers of attorney, is now head of the courts and tribunal services. So from him at the top all the way down to the staff at Bradford County Court, in addition to the judges, and I'll go through all the judges again. Deputy District Judge Maudsley, who's a district judge now, District Judge Foster, District Judge Hickingbottom, who I believe is now retired, but District Foster is still around, District Judge Mitchell, but most importantly, they've fronted District Judge Louise Wilcox to basically be the one that puts a knife in us, and then everybody else is going to help cover it up, and particularly the person that's going to cover it up is a Circuit Judge Gosnell, who has already put limited restraint orders on my ability to communicate, just as what happened in 2021 when they abducted my mother. It's just it's just so blatant, and there's nothing I can do about it, because all of them close ranks and conspire together, and then just blatantly lie through their teeth with monumentally lies. It's all lies. It's all just a fronting facade, a badly put together facade. And when I'm asking questions, everybody's basically just turning upon me and victimizing me further. So, but we'll see what happens. Today is the 11th of Thursday, the 11th of January 2024. It's been 155 days that my brother's been kidnapped from my care and being held hostage by the authorities. But I'm still fighting strong, and we'll see what happens next. I put my faith in Allah, and we'll see what happens, because obviously they keep on failing, and they're just so incompetent. That's the problem. That's the most serious part. Is the level of incompetency and ineptitude is beyond belief, but they just keep on getting away with it because they each cover each other's backs. So we leave it there. Allah Hafiz. I'm not suicidal. I'll never kill myself. Any harm comes to me, as is presently taking place, is as a direct result of Bradford Council's machinations and scheming and plotting in collaboration with various other senior individuals across the district. Most importantly, the perversion of the judiciary for their benefit in order to cover everything up. So completely ridiculous. I'll leave it there. Allah Hafiz.